All right, I'm going to call him. Yep.
November 750 Yankee November, Lakeland ground. For 0 Yankee November, what is your direction of flight? For 0 Yankee November, taxi runway 10 right via Foxtrot Papa.
10 right. Foxtrot Papa. So Foxtrot Papa, there you go, yeah.
That 1 year they had us go way back and around. It was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it was interesting because you got to see the hardware.
Yep.
I remember one year we took off, I can't remember, it was right behind, or right before something, it was pretty cool, whatever it was, some big military thing.
Okay, doors are locked, secure, gas is on.
I am all good. Still have campers out. And you told them on northbound departure, right?
Aircraft is Charlie's been updated. The wind's calm, altimeter 3013.
Three 3013. Papa 1.
Okay, now we can go back, direct, activate, direct. Okay, do a run up here.
I'll do your brakes or hold my brakes on my side.
Nobody's behind us?
No, nobody at all. Flaps down a little bit.
Fixtures in, fuel pumps on, controls clear and free. Got a little bit of junk.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead and turn on the tire. You're ready?
I am ready.
That's what I'm ready. November 750 Yankee November, Lakeland Tower, turn left, north tower, runway 10 right, book for takeoff.
Okay, we're ready. Gas, everything's good. Okay. Sun's in our eye.
Yeah.
Here we go. Pressure and all is good.
Number 164, if you need by calling now, numbers on 109.9, or you can wait for Orlando, about 15 miles and 19.4.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to far to him.
Okay, roger. Change to contact car.
164.
So we're departing Sun and Fun 2024. Beautiful morning. View of the Sun and Fun grounds here in my GoPro camera. See, the Thunderbirds are still on the tied down out there. Some other warbirds as well. And so we're leaving the Lakeland, Florida area. Nice morning. Temperatures are, engine's starting to warm up nicely. Oil pressure's good. And once we get outside of their airspace, we'll talk a little bit about follow up on our Sun and Fun activities this year. Wow, we're only a few hundred feet and it's nice and smooth, perfectly smooth.
And we've already got a tailwind. Look at that, Roger. Nice.
And leaving the runway behind us. Yeah, I love these bubble doors. So cool to look at. EGT, CHT, oil pressure, all good, and temperature starting to warm up still. So beautiful. You know, you can see why they call Lakeland Lakeland, because there are lakes all around us.
Oh yeah. Okay, transponders on.
We've got I-4 in front of us. We're going to cross I-4. Of course, Lake Parker to my right is that's the approach with the standard arrival into Lakeland. This year we kind of flew it. Those of you that watched the video, we kind of flew the Lake Parker approach, although it was a tower was in effect. It wasn't the NOTAM approach. We were a day early. It would have actually probably been easier doing the non-powered approach because the controller, he was all by himself. And there were quite a few airplanes just arriving at when we were arriving. And now crossing I-4.
And we're almost out of his airspace.
Yep, couple miles, or 1 mile. And you know, Florida's a built-up state, a lot of people, but it doesn't, you know, as soon as you're inland a little bit, a lot of open spaces. And so we're basically just going to backtrack the same way we came in, and which is pretty much a straight line between, if you draw a straight line between Mexico, Missouri, and Lakeland, Florida, it's pretty much a straight line, our flight. And we usually, you know, we're not, you know, in a rush to go anywhere specifically, but we usually follow that line more or less. Sometimes we're a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, depending on the winds, depending on the weather. If you go in the straight line, it takes us right over Birmingham, so we usually try to go one side or the other unless we're high up, but we try not to fly too high. Yep. And now I see we got a little bit of a ground wind, a tailwind, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
We're indicating a ground speed of 108, airspeed indicated of 90.
Yeah, and I got to get home to go turkey hunt. Today's first day of turkey season, so
I know. It's funny because the last few days in the evenings, Roger's, you know, on his phone or whatever, and I keep hearing what I thought were duck sounds, and I go, "What the heck are you listening to duck sounds for?" And apparently they're turkey gobbles, I guess, and Roger's been, I guess getting ready for turkey hunting season because it's. Makes you wonder what you're listening to, but so yeah, we'll get you home soon. You're gonna miss the opening day.
That's okay.
Opening morning, but well, you know, and I know you love hunting, but probably one thing you like a little bit more than hunting is flying. So,
oh yeah.
So that's you're doing quite well when you're able to do the two top things you like to do.
Yeah,
so
can't complain.
Can't complain, exactly.
Yeah, we got a good tailwind.
Yeah, nice to see a nice tailwind.
And I think we're, you know, even clear to Missouri, I think we're more or less going to be a south wind.
Yeah. We'll take it. And then here, you know, we're at, showing 1,800 feet, so what, 1,700 feet above ground, and already a good tailwind. Yeah. And perfectly smooth. It's always nice to be smooth air while we're low. You know, that's one of the reasons sometimes you don't fly low when it gets really bumpy. And I know Florida, and especially after afternoons in Florida, I know a lot of people just will not fly in Florida afternoons just because as a matter of routine is because of the bumpy air. You just get a lot of thermal activity. You know, these airplanes, they do quite well in bumpy air, but still sometimes when it's just too bumpy, it's just not as enjoyable. And here ahead to our left is the Zephyrhills Airport. Zephyrhills Airport is an airport we normally stop at right before coming into Lakeland to fuel up. This year we didn't, but we usually do. So 2024 Sun and Fun experience, I think everything went really well. It was the 50th anniversary of Sun and Fun, and I think my dad and mom were at the very first one in 1974. Wow. They had recently emigrated to Canada from France with us 5 kids around. You know, 74. I was just turning 6 years old, and you know, my dad was just starting to promote his airplane. He had imported his CH200 that he scratch built in France, and with an 0200 engine on it. And I believe so, and I may be wrong. I'll check the archives with my mom because she still has all the pictures and stuff. It might have been 75, but it might have been 74.
Close in right base 5, William, midfield, going to the fuel pump.
And it was also earlier in the year, I believe. It was like March, probably early March, something like that. And, you know, growing up in Canada or being in Canada, and this was probably their first Canadian winter. They were probably feeling the cold. So flying south was something that they wanted to do. And as well, this is probably the longest cross-country trip my dad had done, because in Europe, you just don't, you know, the distances are quite a bit shorter. So you don't fly, you know, 1,500 miles cross-country in Europe, because you'd be going through, 3 or 4 or 5 different countries doing that.
And he didn't have a GPS like we do today.
No. GPS, nobody knew what that was.
He probably didn't have a VOR either. It was probably just maps.
Yeah, knowing Chris, yeah, you're absolutely right. It was dead reckoning with maps. Maybe VOR, but probably not.
Probably not.
And
probably no radio, maybe.
And yeah, who knows? And if he knew, he was probably speaking in broken English.
Yes.
But he always enjoyed doing these trips with his airplane.
Yeah, overall, you know, Sun and Fun, I think, went very well. You couldn't ask for better weather. Yeah. We had a little rain, but that's typical for, you know, 1 week in Sun and Fun to have rain one day.
Well, that rain all came down about 1 hour, about 2 or 3 inches of rain.
The humidity was extremely low for Florida, in my opinion.
It was good weather. I really enjoyed being outside in the sun, talking to customers.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things we enjoy being in an outdoor display area. I know some folks prefer in the hangars and stuff. We like it talking to customers.
Yeah, definitely.
You can then really gives customers a chance to sit in the airplanes and look at the actual airplanes in person. It's an enjoyable thing. There was also some aircraft construction going on in the Bueller hangar. Andy Ovens and the ACE program with the kids working on their second Zenith CH-750 cruiser right at Sun and Fun. So folks were able to pull a rivet, look at the project there. They were also doing a little cookie cutter project that we had sheared off little strips of aluminum with our scrap aluminum for the Sun and Fun folks to be able to do these cookie cutter projects. We also had the 3-hole binder projects in the sheet metal workshop, and we really like folks, you know, being able to come out to the fly-in, and it's not just about finished flying airplanes. It's about learning new skills. Myself, as well as with my brother Matt, we put on, I think, 5 forum seminars, and you know, that's where we just share information about building, flying the airplanes, and just a good opportunity to share information. And what else what was another memorable thing about Sun and Fun this year, do you think?
Oh, great crowds. Everybody's still enthused about building and flying airplanes. You know, you always wonder going into the next year, you know, aviation is a very selected, you know, market. And it's great that we have great customers and people still enjoy aviation, because it is slowing down. The younger generation is just not like when we grew up.
Right.
We're not like what the past was. It just keeps on.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that we've been adapting ourselves up for that with our newer kits. Final hole size, match drilled. Those are better suited for people that just don't have as much time available to build. Back to when my dad was doing it back in the 70s and 80s, an airplane kit was more of a materials kit by today's standards. We gave you all the material, but you had to form the parts, cut the parts, drill every single hole in that airplane. Versus now, where it's really more of an erector set project. All the parts are pre-cut, pre-bent. You put them together, Cleco, and rivet. So I do think it makes it better suited for the younger generation to be able to do that. Now, one thing I was surprised and kind of disappointed this year is that we didn't see many other kit manufacturers, at least not in our area. Van's Aircraft, of course, they've been going through their bankruptcy reorganization. They decided not to come out, and I was a little bit disappointed with that, because I thought this was maybe an opportunity for them to really connect with their customers, explain what's going on. I was even looking forward to talking with them to get some updates on what's going on, and of course offering our help to get through that. And then a number of other kit manufacturers that we see at Oshkosh and maybe some of the other shows decided not to come out to Florida.
Right. And I know everybody's busy, the record sales, so they feel like, we'll just go to Oshkosh. But I feel like, we try to support all these different air shows, and just, not for new customers, but our old customers down at the air show.
Well, and that's exactly it. We probably talk to more existing customers than actually new customers. Now, of course, new customers are important because that's the future of it. But and I know that's one of the things I enjoy about it is speaking with existing customers, getting updates. Sometimes, the last time I spoke to them was when they ordered the kit, and now they're flying the airplane there, or in the process. So it's always really enjoyable to get updates about what's going on and see how things are going. And we drove the cargo van. My son Calvin is on the road right now in it. Thankfully, we probably passed him about 30 seconds after we took off. Where, especially here, we're doing 100 miles, better than 100 miles over the road, which is kind of nice. And we bring parts and kits along. One of the missions when we bring the cargo van is to deliver parts for customers, whether it's just a bag of rivets or a lot more parts. That's a type of customer service that we can do, and we actually enjoy doing. And there are no major memories to remember of Sun and Fun, which is probably a good thing. It's like when we say an uneventful flight is that's kind of a good flight, right? We enjoy it. We like adventures, but sometimes you also like to just get where you're going, sometimes peacefully. So that's always a good thing as also. Well, we'll try to touch base along our journey home, and we'll enjoy the flight, and hope you enjoy the flight along with us.
Yep. See you guys.
Traffic, Point Zenith, left base for 24. Have to see your range thing.
We're about an hour in our trip. This is the part where you probably can't see it in the video, but there's a Cedar Key Island airport out there, little town. And we're monitoring Crystal River, which we just flew over, and there's a white Zenith in the pattern out there right now. Kind of fun to listen to him. And just a gorgeous day. And with Roger and I in the 750, we've got tons of space in here.
Oh yeah.
And we've got all our bags not very nicely packed in the back, just thrown in the back, but lots of bag space in the back. With the young panel, it really opens up for the visibility in our leg room. See our feet really well. And with those bubble doors, just get spectacular visibility. Of course, we see our big wheels here. And we're flying along the coast here. Gulf Coast side, of course. Beautiful day. And we'll be crossing the Suwanee River shortly.
Crystal River traffic, 2490 Yankee reporting 10 to the north, inbound landing Crystal River.
So here we are over the Suwanee River. Scenic river that meanders back and forth a little bit. Be kind of fun going down on a boat down there. I think there's a lot of manatees in that river. We made it well into Georgia on our first leg, so it's going really well. Do a fuel stop here, maybe we grab a bit of breakfast, or we'll see what we do. Cairo, Grady.
All right, we got gas, undercarriage, mixture props, seatbelts.
So we're in southern Georgia. Thomasville is just another 20 miles to the east.
Cairo traffic, Cherokee 4639 Romeo, left downwind runway 31, Cairo.
So those of you listening, you can't hear Roger broadcast because something to do with the way the intercom is set up. I can't hear it either.
Yeah, we got a little technical difficulty.
I mean, it broadcasts fine. It's just when you don't hear your voice, it's kind of weird.
Cairo traffic, Cherokee 4639 Romeo, left base runway 31, Cairo.
Get right behind them. You see them?
This is 779, false Alpha, right, left downwind runway 15. Double traffic, nitrogen 243, 10 miles from the ILS, below approach only departure to the Dubbert. Cairo, Cherokee 39 Romeo, turning final, runway 31, touch and go, Cairo.
So we're right behind the traffic and on our base leg now. Roger's been talking with the other traffic.
Cairo traffic, Cherokee 4639 Romeo, on the go, runway 31, remaining left closed, Cairo.
I can do it more if you want.
Yep. Alright, made the runway.
Always feels good. Oh, this is the one we were stuck at last year for a while. Remember the new terminal?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is the one.
A turkey.
Did you see one?
No, there was a turkey, remember? We saw like...
Oh, yeah, it was a big one too.
Cairo, Cherokee 39 Romeo, lift cross runway 31, Cairo.
I get him on the center line.
I know, I was trying to distract you, so that's pretty good. Right on the center line again. Yeah, Cairo, Georgia.
Cairo 39 Romeo, left downwind runway 31, Cairo.
Yeah, we were stuck here last year coming back from Sun and Fun for, I don't know, better part of a day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the most exciting. And their new terminal building hadn't officially opened yet. We were able to go inside it, but they were cutting tile or something like that. Well, that was a productive first leg.
Definitely.
Fuel up and we'll move on with our trip.
And I'm going to turn it on both.
Turn on to both.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, everything's good.
Seatbelt. There we go. So we're back in the air in the Super Duty. It was a disappointing stop because we land, they have no fuel there. No indications of anything. They said, you know, their pump wasn't working and they have a number on their pump to call. Nobody answers the phone. Call the city, they say they have no fuel. Kind of odd, they had a brand new terminal building at this airport, but no fuel at all.
Hold this.
Okay, got the airplane. And we're going to heading at 90 degrees to east to Thomasville.
Delta is 7 to the southwest. Notify the field and enter the left downwind for 17 for some traffic pattern work reserve.
You got the airplane?
Yep.
Okay. So Thomasville is 20 miles to the east of Cairo.
Well, mark that on the chart.
Yes, I will. Stay away from Cairo. We are 9.6 miles out. Yeah, you know, most small airports, we love to stop at small airports, but once in a while you just don't know what you're getting.
Yep.
And this one, they are brand new terminal building. And nice new pumps, but they said the credit card reader wasn't working and stuff, and the terminal building.
134, White Sky High 3000, over my field, right to
You know, it's been open for a year because we were there last year, and it looked like it hadn't even been moved in yet. So I don't know if they had some management issues there, or not. Somebody was not paying bills. Maybe that's why they had no gas and no credit card reader.
Yeah. All the same, right. But no excuse not having a NOTAM.
Well, right, exactly. That's the least you could do as a public use facility. You expect that because that can become a real problem.
Flight is 10 miles to the west, straight in, runway 4, Thomasville.
I guess there's not much wind. He's coming straight in. You see the runway's right here. Yeah, that's it right there, Roger. See the runway? The terminal right there? 04 would be that runway.
Thomasville traffic flying us about a mile and a half.
Okay, he's there, I see him.
Runway 4, Thomasville.
So get in behind him.
Yep. Yeah, but I don't want to land right with him.
Yeah. Slow it down.
Thank you.
He's going to be faster, so.
I know, but I don't want to land with this.
No, I hear you. You're doing the right thing and do general turns.
Yep.
Have you talked to him?
Yep. But the wind is 3-2?
Yeah, basically. It's not much a factor anyway. It's like 4 miles an hour. I'd stay a little bit above him, get out of the turbulence.
Yep.
Do a gentle. Woo! Yep, see the bird. Okay, he's very short final. Yeah, the wind's a little bit to your left. Not much. Okay, he's rolling on the ground way in advance, so.
In theory, we should touch down after where he touched down.
We should not?
We should. That's where we should touch down after.
Yeah, but he's not a heavy.
I know, but it's always good practice.
Yeah. He did a good one. He was right at that solid double on there about.
We'll land a little long just to take care of that.
I don't even think he's a jet. I think it's just a twin.
Could be.
They'll land a little long. Not bad for the center line, Roger.
Yeah. All right, we made that one.
So that was a short leg we did, and again, something we don't normally like doing because you know, it's wasteful if nothing else. And when you're running short on gas, is something you don't want to have to do. And here we had plenty of gas. We discussed it and decided it was we were safe to do it, but it's something you don't want to get home-itis and make bad decisions. And here we knew based on what we had burned and everything else, we were okay. Yeah, that's why it's Pilatus. That's why it's one of those relatively short field fast airplanes. So we're just here getting gas, and it looks like their self-serve is blocked off there.
Yep.
Well, they have to use the gas truck, I guess. But now we're in Thomasville, Georgia, 20 miles east of where we were 10 minutes ago. Not our ultimate destination, not quite a bit of a detour, but it'll be fine. Just get gas here and go from there. Just jump off the ground again. Yep. So we just had a quick fuel stop here in Thomasville, Georgia. After our attempted fuel stop in Cairo County, or Cairo, Brady County. And just as a reminder, folks, you better check if they have fuel before you ever stop in there, because there's no NOTAM, no nothing, and
That's the only way we could have checked is called, and that
yeah, and well, they weren't even answering their phone.
Yeah, so exactly, so
yeah, and that's unfortunate, because as a public facility, you expect better than that. But anyway, we had fuel, so we diverted. Well, basically got fuel here and went on our way. So. Still a beautiful morning, and on we go. We got nice red Georgia dirt over here.
Yeah, and you know, for everybody out there, we did have our 30 minutes of fuel. When we filled up, we had over that. It's, the gauges start fluctuating a little bit when you get low and you burn a lot, so we just want to double check, make sure. So it was definitely within legal limits too. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you don't want to take chances that way,
because it goes quick. You know.
Well, yeah, very quick. And then how disappointing! You're a half a mile from your airport in those Georgia pines. That would, that would be disappointing. And yeah, and things like that. You know, if you can avoid make good judgment calls, and use all the information you have available. You know, when we take off, we always mark down the time and the fuel tank we're on. To make sure, and because you know, fuel burn is pretty predictable in terms of time, and even if your gauges, and we have good gauges in here, but they're not the most reliable. Light airplane, you start bouncing around a little bit, it's just you don't know. Well, we're a little farther north, closer to home. We're over Martin Lake, or Lake Martin, in Alabama. Had me going there for a while. What state we were over?
Yeah, we got that stop. 6602 Hotel, 17 miles to the northeast of Phil. Just watch the jet flow by us at 2,500. We're out here maneuvering, Chuck.
Noonan traffic 51390 on the 3-mile final for the ILS 33 Noonan. Noonan traffic Cherokee 1097 Tango.
KALX City traffic, Air 238 Hotel, starting final runway 18. Touch and go, KALX City.
That gets your attention.
Yeah.
So that's KALX City. That's Alexander Russell Airport. As you can see, just a beautiful.
So flying with you at 2,500. I'm going to conduct a right teardrop to join the left downwind 33 Noonan. I have that departing traffic in sight. I'm back here. Shelby County traffic. Cessna 887 turning downwind 16 Shelby County. Traffic number 51390, 2-mile final, ILS 33, low approach only, we got 9 seconds Tango, inside, no passing.
Still a nice day. We lost a little bit of tailwind that we had earlier, but that's okay. And right here over the water, nice and smooth again. We had a few bumps, but you know, we're right after lunch, right after noon.
KALX City traffic, Air 238 Hotel, on the go, runway 18, departing to the southeast, KALX City.
And we've got a little bit of traffic in the area, won't be a factor. So we're over Lake Martin, about to enter the pattern for Alexander Russell Airport. We can see in the horizon here that the hills, or mountains if you will, that run east-west by Birmingham.
Shelby County traffic, Cessna 887 turning left downwind 160 Shelby County.
I have unrestricted visibility today pretty much. A little bumpier as we're getting lower in the pattern here. But you can't hear Roger as he's broadcasting, but we're now turning left base for runway 18. And even flying low and slow, we got great over the nose visibility.
Oh yeah.
we were flying over a bunch of industrial buildings. A lot of that used to be Russell Athletics. They made, you know, the sportswear apparel stuff.
Overshot it just a hair.
Shelby County 8179 X-ray is at a 9 mile 45 to left downwind from runway 16. Shelby County.
Watch the bird.
Nice big runway here.
Little side slip. Just a little bit.
Yeah, there's virtually no wind. Nice landing, Roger. So we've made it to Alexander Russell, Alabama, which I think is still we're a little south of Birmingham, east of Birmingham. That was a good leg. That was fun.
Yeah,
went well. And it's, you know, we gained an hour, so we're only still just afternoon today. Actually, we could make it home tonight if we just pushed through, couldn't we?
Very close, yeah. We'll just see how it goes.
Well, yeah. Absolutely. You know, one of the fun things about these airplanes when you're flying cross country is to have fun doing it.
Right.
And if you're flying, you know, 9 hours in the air, that's when you know, even though you're not doing much in the air, it does wear you down a little bit. And so we enjoy the flying. Nobody's expecting us home tonight, so therefore probably no point coming home tonight, or you might surprise somebody if you do that, right? Well, we'll stop for fuel, probably get lunch, and we'll touch base later. Oh, cheaper gas here too than farther south.
Okay, controls clear.
Cherokee 1701 Tango on the go, runway 18, remain left for the stop. Alright, Alexander City. Alexander City, Cherokee 1701 Tango, turning left crosswind, runway 18, Alexander City. Alexander City, Cherokee 1701 Tango, turning left downwind, runway 18, Alexander City.
So we stopped for lunch here in Alexander City. Convenient stop, gave us a courtesy car, and there's a great little diner right by the airport. Roger had his signature BLT sandwich. Yep. I had breakfast, and they serve breakfast all day long, and still a beautiful day, so we're continuing on. We're kind of south east of Birmingham. We'll keep pushing forward. We've got Muscle Shoals Airport as our next waypoint on here. We may be able to go a little bit beyond it, depending on what the winds are doing. So we'll check back with you a little bit later. Just a nice day to be flying around. So we're making pretty good progress today so far. We're northwest Alabama. We're just flying by Muscle Shoals Airport here. We stopped at Muscle Shoals on the way down. But since we've got gas and flying is good, it's not too late in the day, we're going to keep pushing through. I think if had we made it all the way to here to spend the night here, we would have been pretty much okay with that wind wheel.
Oh yeah.
And but nice flying, so we're going to keep flying. This is, I believe, the Tennessee River.
5 miles north of the field, because number 25 right to your drop.
And
27, trying to come in behind.
Florence, Alabama, and Muscle Shoals on either side of the river. And it's a big river here because it's all dammed up. There's a number of dams with the locks on the river. Kind of interesting that way. And beyond Muscle Shoals, there's still a bit more Alabama. Then we get into Tennessee country. And we're probably going to stop at Beech River, I believe, airport. And fuel up there and see what we do. So we're over the Tennessee River again. We passed it at Muscle Shoals, and we're passing it again here. We're in over Tennessee here, kind of on the eastern side of, the western side of Tennessee rather. And you can kind of see how the river flows and loops around behind us. There's actually a barge down here. Don't know if you can see it, but pretty scenic part of the river here. And if you look at those houses down there, they're built up on stilts, so I imagine the river level goes up and down quite a bit out here. And we're only showing about 20 miles out of Beech River. Where we'll probably stop and fuel up. Really pretty scenic here along the Tennessee River. So if you notice that it's bouncing around a little bit more, and that's probably because I'm flying. Roger's not flying. Roger's taking a little break this afternoon. So we're 5 miles out of Beech River Airport. You can't hear Roger, but he's doing the radio calls, approaching it. Oh, there's the medevac helicopter. Where we where we feel like a fast airplane, but when you're coming up on a helicopter like this, sometimes it feels fast. What's he doing?
I don't know. He was going up. He said he was going up to it, then.
But he said he was going to go westbound, or maybe he was westbound. I don't know. Yeah. Now he's going back in. So.
Yeah, he could be practicing or.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think he's a factor anymore. You should see you on ADSB anyway. Yeah, we see him now.
Okay, looks good.
So we're now mid-left downwind for runway 19. Birds.
And we're going to cut it a little closer and tighter. Got a lot of trees out here. You always want to give yourself an option. We've been here before? Just looks different.
We have been. It's been a long time ago, though, and they may have upgraded, who knows.
This runway looks old.
The runway itself sure does look old. The wind's quartering a little bit from the right.
Where's the sock?
On the left.
Oh, yep, I see it way down there.
Yep. It's kind of gusting the wind by the looks of it. It's going all over.
It's supposed to be 9, gusting to 19 or 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, keep it a little bit fast. Yeah, a little bit of the brake there. There you go. All right, that's good.
Well, I think you were showing off again with your center line landing.
No.
Guess that's what
you're
they're
supposed
for,
to do.
right? That's what they're for. Yeah.
Otherwise, you just wouldn't paint one on, or?
Yeah. Well, here we are at Beech River, Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
which is not really, I'm not sure there's any city of Beech called Beech River around. It's Parsons, Tennessee, I guess. Little town, and then there's Lexington on to the west. And that's where, you know, they used to have the airport there that closed, and then I think they invested it in this airport here. We got some big hangars right here. Nice terminal, self-serve fuel. Hopefully we'll have better luck with self-serve fuel than our last stop. Yeah, we usually always have good luck, and that's why we don't call ahead normally, because you assume.
Right. Which one's this
100 low lead. All right, well, we'll fuel up, and we'll check in again a little bit later to let you know what we're doing for the rest of the day. Everything looks good.
Where are we at? We're at Beech River,
Beech
right?
River, runway 19.
Yeah. Okay, here we go, guys.
Let's go. Got a bit of gust to the right. Nice job, but I know you weren't pulling it off the ground because of the gusty winds, but it's still very, very short. I don't.
Just taking it easy, just trying to, you know, always get crazy. We need to get back home.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know they're impressed with the takeoff roll. Nice guys.
Yep.
Nice little airport to stop here. We at Beech River in Tennessee. Quick fuel stop, and we're going to go on into the Missouri Boot Hill to Sikeston, Missouri. Probably spend the night there because we've gone far enough, and we don't want to fly into the dark, and there's no point burning ourselves out.
Yeah, we've been up since I've been up since like 5:15. So
I know, me too.
And that's Florida time.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We gained an hour. That's true. Yep. Yep. And so, yeah, it's still beautiful weather, so we could have spent the night here. They were certainly nice folks, probably with good hospitality right here. But we're going to go to Sikeston because we know that area well. Get a ride into town. Probably go to Lambert's home of the throat rolls, is it?
Yeah.
That's kind of a neat area to stop in at. And then tomorrow, that'll just be an easy 2-hour flight from Sikeston to Mexico. You know, it is tax day, but I know both you and I, we finished our taxes before leaving, so taxes are filed. I had to send a check to them, so I was delaying it as long as I could. And, yeah, good flight. Good flight going home. And interesting, you know, this trip here, you know, not that we did it by design, but every one of our stops is different than on the flight down, even though we're flying pretty much exactly the same route. It's just the way it worked out, where the first stop was, tailwinds and so forth.
Yeah, we like stopping every 2 to 2.5 hours or so.
Right. I know some people like to go longer, but we don't see the point in doing that. And you know, these are low and slow airplanes. And it was Dino, our visitor from New Zealand the other day, was saying, you know, it's not an A to B airplane, it's an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And he was pointing it out, you know, left and right. You know, it's to see the stuff along the way, and that's really what it's about. You know, like right here, looking down on a nice little lake down here. You can see the dam, see the condition of the dam, see if there's people on there. Oh, there's somebody on a paddle board, on a paddle boat, and you know, neat things like that. And so. Yeah, we're 1 hour and 3 minutes out of Sikeston, so yeah, it'll be a nice last leg for the day. And I suppose this is what this would be Western Tennessee we're at right now, and then we'll be going into Kentucky for I think all of 20 or 30 miles, and then into the Missouri Boot Heel area. Oh, there's somebody else on a boat down there, probably fishing. It's nice. It must be a real nice weather down here because warm weather. Because on a Monday, a lot of people are out on a boat. Nice to see that. So we're over Kentucky right now, but we're just coming on the Mississippi River here and about to go into Missouri.
Yay!
Yeah, exactly. Yay! And. Pretty productive day. You know, we started this morning in Lakeland, Florida, and it's not even night yet. You know, you can see it's got plenty of daylight. It's like 5 o'clock local time, and I always like the Mississippi River over here. You can see, well, we'll get a little bit closer, but there are barges on the river and stuff, and it looks like the river level is actually quite high right here. And maybe, I don't know if that's from rain or if it's just high. And I don't know if you can see on the map here where we are, but there's a lot of reflection on the map. But it's a little bit hard to see. We'll look outside instead.
To the Prowess, only one approaching the city.
And you can see these barges, you know, the ones that are going upriver, it's nearly painful to watch because they don't move very much.
City traffic, helicopter 524 Mike Tango, departure from the hospital on the northwest side. We'll be transitioning west of the field, southbound at 1500 Union City.
Always real neat to see the barge traffic on these big rivers. And, you know, the river divides, you know, there's a state line between Missouri and Kentucky right here, and it's interesting because you go, I don't know if you can see on the map, but whenever they surveyed this and established those state lines, the river was actually a different location than it is today. And I suppose, you know, over the years it just, you know, flows differently, and now, you know, to help navigation, they kind of straighten the river a little bit, I believe. And then they have dams, several locations, not right around here, but other areas. So now we're over Missouri. Yay, Roger. So yeah, pretty good trip. Pretty much, you know, Florida to Missouri in a day in a low and slow type airplane. You know, we're flying right now. We're 1,800 feet above sea level, and which is probably about 1,500 feet above ground. And you know, still, you know, averaging probably about 100 knots entire trip. And interestingly, we had, I guess, a bit of a tailwind both ways, at least not a headwind anyways. So, and now you can see we're in the Missouri Boot Heel, they call it. Nice and flat. This section here will flood quite often. You can see there's a levee around here, and they have different levees. And from my understanding, they grow a lot of cotton and rice in this part of the state. very flat, and we are showing 23 nautical miles out of Sikeston, Missouri, and that'll probably be our destination for the night, or we'll see. And but we'll definitely be stopping there and sharing a few more views here along the Mississippi River. And then we still will cross the Missouri River probably about 40 miles before we make it back to Mexico, Missouri. So I'll check back again, and when we land at Sikeston in probably, 15 minutes? Well, 14 and a half minutes, it says. So we're coming in for Sikeston, Missouri. Roger already has done his first radio call. We're going to do a left base, the final. Switch the tanks to both?
Yeah.
Crossing over, I think it's I-57 here, I believe. That looks like there is a bit of wind, headwind. See it in the creek.
All right, we're gonna land long. Got a long taxi on this airport. Yeah, it's yeah, there's some wind.
Yep. Should be straight to the nose, so it's a little bit to the quartering from the left. I can see on the sock on the right. Might get some turbulence behind those trees. Yeah, crosswind on the left. Let's say that's not on the center line, but we can't paint, it's not painted on there, so, so you're good. Not sure why they either need to repaint their center line, or I don't know why they would have otherwise unpainted it. All right, back to Missouri.
Yeah.
So what time we departed Lakeland here at 7:45 a.m. and that was Eastern time, and we're now a little after 5. Yeah, 5:30 Central time.
So
yeah,
that was a good day. So you can make a long distance in a slow airplane.
Yeah, exactly. And we had, favorable weather, but not super favorable, and luckily not adverse weather, of course.
Right.
But yeah, it was a nice, great trip. I think the highest above ground we were was what, maybe 2,000 feet above ground?
Yeah, 2,000 or 3,000. Yep, no more than that.
That's right. By Birmingham, the hills, we were at close to 3, I think, and that's above sea level. But yeah, good trip. I'm not sure how many hours we did. Everything went well. We stopped for a good lunch. We had to divert while we landed at 1, without the fuel situation. But other than that, it was a good productive trip.
Yep. Sometimes what we got left is the hardest last leg.
Don't say that, because we've got exactly, I think it's exactly 200 miles home.
Yeah.
That's statute miles, and there's a few hills, Farmington, Fredericktown, Farmington, Missouri, that a little bit of elevation there, but tomorrow I think it's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be windy, but I think it's supposed to be nice. And we'll tie down our airplanes well tonight, because I think there's supposed to be some wind tonight. But a nice advantage of a metal airplane, you really don't worry too much about tying it outdoors. Tie it down well, put a canopy cover, control lock on it, and it works really, really well.